Hello. It's been 10 days since I posted, and honestly, for me, it feels like a lifetime. So let's talk about ports. Let's talk about Enhertu infusion for metastatic breast cancer, the experiment that I just tried, and whether or not it worked. Oh, and also what I've been up to while I've been recuperating. So last I saw you, I just had my port installed. I know a lot of you were very happy for this. I'm not doing so well with it. First of all, when it was first done, my jugular was so swollen all the way up to my ear that I couldn't turn my head left. It feels a lot like wearing a leash from the inside. This stupid line right on my collarbone is so uncomfortable, and then this is just really angry. Still, I read that it takes 4 to 6 weeks before that's even going to heal. I literally want to dig it out at night. That's how much I hate it. It doesn't belong there. I'm so sick of things being in my body that don't belong there. And so I'm having a real hard time reconciling having this thing, even though I know it's the only way to get the medication in. So I'm glad that you guys are happy for your ports. I hate mine. And I knew I'd hate it. And I had one before, and I hated it then. Something I'm still struggling with, so. It was only a few days later that I had my infusion. I didn't sleep the whole day before. I cried the whole day of. It was so scary to change things up the way that we're changing things up. So this is my 4th treatment of Enhertu, and the first 3 created those horrible headaches that I just could not get out of bed. It was disorienting, painful, absolutely debilitating. So I asked that we drop the Emend, which is the anti-nausea, which also causes headaches, because I wanted to know, do I have to live with this from Enhertu because this is just how it is, or is something else causing the pain? When the needle went in, it was fine. I didn't feel it through the port. Medication delivered perfectly. Because we were going at such a slow drip before through my arm, which, by the way, the veins are still struggling. It's now going directly into my heart, and it went through so quickly that I just felt like I was drunk. But when it was time to take the needle out, I had this sharp pain that went through it. It felt like a knife. I don't know what happened, but it was so painful, and it was really hard not to cry. I did give my nurse Tanya a big hug goodbye, because this is my last infusion at NYOH. We leave on Saturday for Alaska. I know I have a lot to do, and so when we came home, it was an emotional roller coaster waiting to see if I was going to get hit with the headaches and the nausea at the same time. And that was a very real possibility. Like, the first 2 days after my infusion are usually fine. I'm speeding on steroids. I have anti-nausea in me. Everything's good until it starts to wear off. And then the headaches came, right? I didn't get headaches. What I got was this disorientation that it felt like my head was disconnected. Like, I couldn't, it was swimming. It was literally like I was drunk, but without the fun. And there was no pain. But I had a really hard time when I would stand up, and I'd walk a little bit, and then I'd have to lay back down. So now I'm in bed again. I did have some creeping nausea going on. It was kind of pre-nausea, I guess. Just that discomfort. And I felt like if I ate, maybe it would feel better, but then I'd eat and nothing made it feel better. It just felt the same no matter what I did. So I took some ondansetron, that helped. And then by 8 o'clock at night, it's like a light switch. No more weird head, no more upset stomach, and I felt normal. The emotional roller coaster has not stopped. That has been a wild ride. But thankfully, the physical side of things have eased up a lot. Today, I'm trying to start packing and start cleaning, and I haven't been out of bed for like 12 weeks. And I'm walking around trying to do things that I used to be able to do, and I can't. I have so much stamina to build back up. This has been such a hard road. We will be arriving in Alaska in mid-June. I will make an appointment with my new doctor, who I've not met, but I can't talk to him until I get there because of Alaska state lines. And I will get my new infusion schedule squared away at that point. But that means I'm going to have an extended, glorious break. I don't want anybody to fucking touch me right now. So come with me, because starting next week, we are on a road trip. All of us, okay? Going on a road trip. We're going to have Singalongs. We're going to see animals. We're going to see amazing sights. And we're not going to talk about cancer. So I told you that I've been writing, and some of you signed up for my newsletter, which thank you so much. You've been so kind. One of the things that I wrote, the first mailing, some of you missed, and so I wanted to share it here. And you're welcome to come join me over at kimcloon.com anytime you want. But this is something that I wrote when I told you I was dealing with cancer versus art versus life. So this is for all of us. It's called The Bear and the Dandelion. Somewhere between the calendar and the commute, the screen and the schedule, shutting out the news and abrasive thoughts, we stopped hearing our own knowing. We've so easily domesticated our instincts, filed them away, and called it progress. We've become animals who forgot. But there are reminders. They tell us our wildest core is still in there, down deep, and it's not wrong. I've watched a barred owl hold stock still, reading the wind that I couldn't feel. I've seen a fox pause at the edge of her den and turn back, not in fear, but in full, unhurried awareness. And something in me recognized it, something unspoken, older and more innate than language. That recognition, it's our call of the wild from within, the knowing of who we truly are. It's me, and it's you too, if you pause long enough to feel it. Embrace the bear. Her name is Patches, a coastal brown bear who lives among the mountains of Lutak Inlet in Alaska. But Kim, that looks like a grizzly, you say. It's true. Coastal brown bears and grizzlies are the exact same bear, aside from location and diet. Sharing an appetite for grasses and berries, inland grizzlies mainly eat mammals. Patches, she mainly eats fish from coastal shores. Patches was named for the dent of fur on her rump, struck by a car when she was just 2. The morning I photographed her, 1 year later, she was healed and feasting on a delicacy of dandelions. Not grasses, not berries, not salmon, dandelions. Patches didn't choose her meal to be poetic. She follows something older and truer than poetry, the knowledge that what heals waits for you if you know where to look. Patches' mother passed her dandelion delight on to Patches, which her mother learned from hers and many mothers before her. Step out of winter, find the yellow flowers, and feast. Embrace the dandelion. In Alaska, dandelions endure an inhospitable environment to grow nearly 2 feet tall. Locals call them Alaskan sunflowers. Outsized, absurdly bright, insisting on joy in a harsh landscape. Dandelions are also one of the first superfoods of spring, packed with the abundance of nutrients a bear's body needs after months of dormancy. This particular dandelion, golden and full-headed, between Patches' teeth, was just days from seeding her hundreds of small parachutes adrift on the wind, seeding next spring's Alaskan gold across the landscape. Instead, she fed a bear growing back into herself after a long, cold winter. What did they share in common? I've been thinking about that, about what it means to know what we've always been meant to know, and to also be taken up, fully, without resistance, into some unforeseen direction, maybe even into something or someone else's becoming. Patches wasn't performing wildness. She is wild. She ate those delightfully bitter stems, standing in the diffuse morning light, because that's exactly what she knew was true for her in that moment. She never forgot her ancestral connection to nature, and neither had that dandelion. Maybe that's enough for us too, to remember, to recognize. We didn't evolve above nature. We evolved within it. And the part of us that still knows this, still feels the pull of open sky still startles at sudden movement. That part is not primitive. That part is awake. That part gets pulled one way or the other depending on the moment, and it feels things that are real. As cancer treatment eats at me, I feel like that dandelion in the lips of the bear. No longer able to lead photo expeditions through favorite wild places, no longer teaching what became an instinctual selection of camera settings and composition. But I've been given time and the opportunity to share what has always been secondary. Hard drives filled with memories, life as art, and now art as my life. So I'm taking that bear's cue to be where I am in this moment, and the dandelion's cue to nourish you as I do. So reclaim your own wild self. It doesn't require wilderness. It only requires a moment. Pause once at something you'd normally walk past this week. The longest shadows outside at dawn or dusk. A weed pushing through the pavement. A bird you didn't expect. Don't name it. Don't photograph it. Just let it land. That pause, that flicker of instinct older than thought, that's the part of you that hasn't forgotten. That's the part of you that's still wild. Let it breathe. Let it feed. Let it be. And just notice, in that moment, did you feel like the bear or the dandelion? Did you feel on track for the purpose you believe you serve? Or are you being called to serve another? I'd love to know. Thanks for listening. Whew. Okay, so that was something that I've been working on, but I'm working on something with someone else too. I mentioned it before, as long as some of you are really excited about it. I'm so excited about it. I had that conversation with James Loftus about what we can do to ease the pain and suffering of those we love after we're gone. It was the most incredible 3-hour conversation. We recorded the whole thing, but I'm going to edit it down to digestible bits. That is coming. And it's just going to take me a little bit more bandwidth to get through it, but I can't wait. And I can't wait to share it with you. So keep your eyes peeled for that. It's going to be so much fun. So things are going to be really good for a little while. So I really do hope you keep sticking around. You've been here through it all. Let's have some fun together. And just know I love you, and I will talk to you soon. Mwah.